Hi everyone, I'm Lubomira and welcome to day 11 of my holiday card series. If this is your first visit, a happy welcome to you. I'm so glad you found your way over to my channel. Please make yourself at home and I invite you to check out more of my content. For those of you returning, I am so grateful for you taking the time to join me here on my channel. I love every minute we spend together. If you enjoy my videos, please remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons. By hitting that little bell, you'll get notified every time I post a new video and you'll never miss out on any of the crafty goodness. Today I'm sharing a Christmas card using honeybee stamp. I'm actually going to be doing my least favorite technique a lot today. Do you know what it is? Heat embossing. I know this may cause controversy, but I don't love heat embossing. I love the look of it and I love to see others do it, but I don't like doing it myself. Is there something you don't love doing but love seeing other people do? Let me know in the comments below. Let's get into the card today. I started off with heat embossing a piece of green cardstock. This one is from My Favorite Things and it's the Jalapeño Popper color. I went ahead and prepped the piece using an anti-static tool. I've been using this new one from Pink and Maine recently. I do like it, but it took me a minute to get used to. It does work really well and the powder comes off nicely after I heat emboss without leaving a film or residue. I used Versamark ink to stamp the Holly Jolly background stamp from Honeybee. This is a really nice stamp, but what's really neat is that it has a corning die to cut out some of the words. So not only can you use it for a background, but for a sentiment too, which I'll be doing in a minute. It took me a few times to get a nice clean image. When I was satisfied, I sprinkled platinum embossing powder over the wet ink and then heat set it with my heating tool. After I was done heat embossing, I trimmed down my panel to a standard A2 card base that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. I really liked the large Santa Claus section, so I trimmed the right side over the left. However, I'm keeping that little bit left over because it's still usable for another project. Next, I ink blended some Distress Oxide inks around the edges of the cardstock to get a little bit more variation in the color. I first used Mowed Lawn and then Pine Needles to deepen the color. For the main image of the card, I used the Merry Little Mice set, also from Honeybee Stamps. I decided to do some masking to create this image. Remember that when you mask images, you start with the image you want in front of everything and then move backwards layer by layer. I stamped the little mouse holding out a paw first and then used some masking tape. I had a piece of masking tape left over from the other day and I just stamped the image with the leftover ink left on the stamp. I cut out the image using scissors and applied it over my little mouse. Next, I took an ornament and stamped it so it looked like my little guy was holding it. If there was anything I would change about this card, it would be the ornament he's holding. I used the larger one instead of the smaller one. I guess I didn't notice that there was a smaller one at the time. Anyway, I repeated the masking, and lastly, I added the Christmas tree. The best part of the whole masking process is the reveal, and I loved how it came out. I colored my images using Copics. For those colors and all my supplies, please see the supply list in the description below. added shine to the card by using gold glitter to color the Christmas garland on the tree. I used a glue pen to fill in the dots, and then I sprinkled glitter over the wet glue. To give the ornaments dimension, I filled them over with clear Nouveau crystal drops. I set the image aside and worked on the remainder of the card while everything dried. I mounted my background to a white card base using liquid glue. Then I stamped a greeting using that same background stamp. I stamped the "'Tis the Night Before Christmas" in Versamark ink on black cardstock. Then I applied white embossing powder and heat set it with my heat tool before die cutting it with the coordinating die. As I was making the card, I decided that the background was a little busy for my image. I had that leftover arch from the previous day laying around, so I thought it would make a nice buffer between the background and my mouse. However, the white was a little too stark. I decided to use the platinum embossing powder to give the arch a metallic finish. I smeared Versamark ink over the entire surface of the arch and then applied 2 coats of the powder, heat setting each coat with my heat tool. The second coat creates a smoother finish than just 1 coat. Once the Nouveau drops were dry, I started to put my card together, and I did leave it overnight. I wanted to make sure the Nouveau drops had a chance to really dry and harden since it was a pretty thick layer of it. I mounted all my elements to the card front using foam tape, and just as I thought I was finished, I noticed that I never colored in the topper of my ornament the mouse was holding. I went back and filled that space in using a gold gel pen. And that's it for this card. I really enjoyed making this card, even though heat embossing isn't my favorite thing to do. I just love the way the background turned out using that powder. There's nothing quite like it. What do you think? Please leave me your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you have a wonderful night and life treats you kindly, my friends. I'll see you next time for day 12, the final day of the holiday card series. See you very soon. Bye.